Every day, you fight a battle no one sees, not with others, but with yourself. The war between reaction and control never stops. Someone insults you, and your blood burns. Someone ignores you, and your chest tightens. Someone lies, and suddenly, you want to scream. That's the moment you lose, not because they win, but because you gave them power. The power to shake your peace. The power to control your mind. The power to decide how you feel. And that's the most dangerous kind of slavery, the one inside your head. You think reacting makes you strong, but it only makes you a puppet. Every time you shout, argue, or explain, the world pulls your strings. They control your mood. They decide your day. They steal your focus, and you help them do it. But what if you could break that? What if you could feel pain without losing peace? What if no insult could touch your calm? That's not weakness. That's mastery. It's not about ignoring life. It's about owning it. Because the one who controls their emotions controls everything. Their words are sharp, but your silence is sharper. Their chaos is loud, but your calm is louder. This is not a lesson about English. It's a lesson about power. The power to stay still when the world shakes you. The power to breathe when your anger screams. The power to choose calm when others choose noise. Today, we start there, where silence becomes strength, where peace becomes victory, and where you finally take back control of your life. When someone can change your mood with one sentence, you are not free. When one message can break your day, you are not strong. You are being controlled, not by chains, but by emotions. That's how most people lose their peace, without even knowing it. They shout, defend, argue, and call it strength. But true strength is silence. True control is staying calm when everything tries to pull you apart. Every reaction costs you something: your time, your focus, your peace. Think about it. How many friendships ended because you reacted too fast? How many nights you couldn't sleep because of one argument? How many words you wish you could unsay? Reaction feels powerful in the moment, but it's poison later. It makes you lose what truly matters. There was once a young man named Ethan. He worked hard, stayed late, followed every rule. One day, his boss criticized him in front of everyone. It wasn't fair. It wasn't true. His face burned. His heart raced. He shouted back. He defended himself. The room went silent. His boss walked away calmly. But Ethan's name changed forever. He was no longer the disciplined one. He was the emotional one. His one moment of anger destroyed years of reputation. Not because his boss was right, but because Ethan reacted wrong. That's what reaction does. It hands your power to others. They press the button, and you explode. They control your emotions, your words, your peace, and you keep losing without realizing it. But strong people play differently. When someone disrespects them, they pause. When someone lies, they breathe. When someone provokes, they smile quietly. Not because they're weak, but because they know the truth. Reacting means you're predictable, and predictable people are easy to control. But when you pause, you become mysterious, and mystery is power. People don't know what you'll do next. They don't know if you're hurt or winning. That's how calm people lead without speaking. So here's the 5-second rule that changes everything. When emotion rises, count slowly. 1. Inhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Feel the heat start to fade. 4. Let your thoughts return. 5. Choose your response. In that moment, you take back control. The world no longer owns your peace. You do. Ethan learned that the hard way. Months later, he practiced silence. When someone insulted him, he smiled. When his boss raised his voice, Ethan listened. Soon, the same boss said, "I trust you're calm." That's when Ethan realized, power is quiet. When you stop reacting, life stops controlling you. Every insult becomes a test, not a threat. Every challenge becomes training, not punishment. Every disrespect becomes fuel to grow, not to fight. You begin to see life differently. Because people can only hurt you if you let them. They can say what they want, but they can't shake who you are. They can try to break your peace, but they can't enter your mind. That's why calmness is not weakness. It's a shield. A quiet, invisible, unbreakable wall. People may laugh, insult, or lie. But inside, you are steady. You have something they don't: control. And control is freedom. So next time someone attacks you with words, pause. Don't explain. Don't fight. Don't chase their approval. Just breathe. Because in that breath, you win. Your silence will confuse them. Your calm will disarm them. And your peace will protect you. Remember this when you react. You serve your emotions. When you stay calm, your emotions serve you. And the one who controls emotion controls destiny. Don't let small people make you lose big things. Don't trade your peace for their noise. Don't let anger steal what you've built with patience. Because nothing is worth your inner calm. So today, promise yourself this: no one gets to control me again. No word, no look, no message, no mood. I choose to be still. I choose to be strong. I choose peace over reaction. And from this moment, I take my power back. There are moments you wish you could erase forever. One message, one shout, one decision made too fast. And years later, you still remember the pain. Not because of what they did, but because of how you reacted. You don't carry their insult. You carry your regret. You don't carry their lie. You carry your shame. Every reaction born from anger leaves a scar. And those scars whisper, "I should have stayed calm." That's the cruel part of regret. It always comes too late. There was once a woman named Lena. She loved her younger sister Mira deeply. They laughed, shared secrets, dreamed together. But one evening, during a family dinner, Mira made a joke that touched an old wound. Lena's face changed. Her eyes turned sharp. She exploded. She shouted in front of everyone. She said words that were never meant to be said. Words that burned years of love in seconds. The room froze. Mira left in silence. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The silence between them grew louder than any scream. Years later, Lena looked at an old photo of them smiling. Tears fell, not because of the joke, but because of her reaction. She would have given anything to take back that moment. But time doesn't return. That's how reactions steal what love builds. When you react, you lose control. When you lose control, you lose connection. And when connection is gone, regret moves in. The truth is, reacting feels like relief at first, but it always turns into regret later. It's like fire. It warms you for a second, then burns everything you touch. The strongest people understand this cycle. They don't fight emotion. They manage it. They feel the pain, but hold their tongue. They let the wave rise, then fall. They let silence heal what shouting would destroy. You can learn that too. When someone hurts you, tell yourself, this emotion is real, but my reaction is a choice. Yes, you're angry. Yes, it's unfair. Yes, you want to scream, but don't. Instead, pause. Close your mouth. Still your body. Feel the emotion, but don't feed it. Ask yourself one question. Am I reacting to now or to something old? You'll be surprised how often it's the past speaking. Old pain dressed in new clothes. Old wounds screaming through fresh words. When you see that, you wake up. You realize it's not them. It's you healing. So you wait. 10 minutes. 1 hour. Even 1 day. Then speak from peace, not pain. Because peace never creates regret. Reaction destroys trust. Response builds it. Reaction hurts your image. Response protects it. Reaction burns bridges. Response builds respect. The world doesn't need more angry people. It needs more calm souls. It needs more people who think before they speak. Who feel deeply but act wisely. That's how you rise. That's how you heal. Because power is not saying the last word. Power is knowing when not to. Lena learned that lesson years too late. But you still have time. You can choose differently. You can build habits that save your peace. Here's one simple rule. When emotions rise, slow down everything. Breathe longer, speak slower. Walk away if you must. Because time heals what reaction destroys. And sometimes, silence says everything that words cannot. So from today, remember, fast reactions feel strong, but create pain. Calm responses feel hard, but create peace. You will never regret being kind. You will never regret being silent. You will never regret choosing control over chaos. Let every anger become awareness. Let every insult become training. Let every trigger become growth. Because life doesn't punish you for feeling, it tests you for reacting. And every time you stay calm, you pass the test. So the next time someone tries to light your fire, smile quietly and let them burn alone. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. That's how peace becomes your power. And calm becomes your greatest revenge. The world never stops talking. People argue to be heard, not to understand. Everyone wants to look right, sound strong, win fast. But the louder they get, the weaker they become. Because real strength doesn't shout, it stays silent. Silence is misunderstood. People think silence means fear or surrender. They think walking away means losing. But in truth, silence is strategy. It's the shield of the wise and the sword of the calm. When you stay silent, people can't read you. They don't know if you're hurt or unbothered. They don't know if you're angry or already over it. And that mystery is power. It keeps your peace safe from the noise of the world. There was a man named Noah. He was betrayed by a close friend online. Fake screenshots, twisted stories, endless lies. Everyone expected him to fight back, to post, to argue, to defend himself. But he said nothing. For 6 long months, he stayed calm. People called him weak, guilty, scared. But he stayed focused. He worked, he built, he waited. Then the truth came out, without him saying a word. The liar was exposed, and Noah's silence became strength. People saw dignity, not fear. Composure, not weakness. Because silence always wins where noise destroys. When others are loud, your calm becomes their mirror. Their words echo back and reveal who they truly are. You don't need to prove your worth to noise. You don't need to explain yourself to confusion. Let your peace speak louder than your voice ever could. So the next time someone tries to drag you into drama, stop. Don't answer. Don't explain. Don't play their game. Just breathe and let time speak for you. Silence will do what anger never can. It will protect your energy. It will expose the truth. It will keep your dignity untouched. Here's how to use silence as a weapon. In conflict, say, "I understand," and walk away. In gossip, stay quiet. Let facts rise on their own. In disrespect, look them in the eyes. Say nothing. Because nothing confuses a fool more than your calm. They want your reaction. Don't give it. They want your anger. Don't share it. They want your peace. Don't lose it. Every second you stay silent, you grow stronger. Every word you don't say becomes wisdom. Every battle you don't fight becomes energy saved for what matters. Noah learned that silence is the highest form of control. It's saying, "You can't touch my mind anymore." Because silence doesn't mean nothing. It means everything. It means you value your peace over your pride, your purpose over your pain, your freedom over their noise. And when you master that, you become untouchable. Calm, steady, unshaken. Let others shout for attention. You stay quiet for power. Let others post to prove. You build in silence and let success speak later. Because storms make noise, but skies heal quietly. When the world screams for reaction, whisper back with stillness. When hate rises, answer with grace. When chaos calls, decline politely. That's how you lead without arguing. That's how you win without fighting. Silence is not emptiness. It's space for clarity to grow. In that space, you hear truth. You feel peace. You find yourself again. And once you do, no voice outside can break you inside. So choose silence, not out of fear, but out of strength. Not because you don't care, but because you care about peace more. One day, the world will understand what you already know. That real power doesn't need to speak. It just needs to stay still. And let truth rise like the sun. One of the biggest mistakes in life is fighting every battle, trying to prove your worth to everyone who doubts you, arguing with people who will never understand you, explaining yourself to those who already decided who you are. That's how you lose your energy. That's how you drain your peace, your focus, your joy. Because not everything deserves your attention. Not everyone deserves your reaction, and not every problem deserves your emotion. Your energy is gold. Treat it like treasure. Spend it only on what helps you grow. Everything else is noise, not nourishment. There was once a student named Isabel. Smart, disciplined, full of dreams. She studied late, worked hard, believed in her future. Until one day, a rumor spread. Someone said she cheated on a test. The lie moved fast. Whispers followed her everywhere. People stared, judged, avoided. Isabel burned with anger. She wrote long posts online to defend herself. She tried to fix every misunderstanding. But the more she explained, the worse it got. Weeks passed. Her grades dropped. Her confidence vanished. She stopped dreaming. All because she gave her power to lies. One day, her mentor said quietly, "You didn't lose because of what they said. You lost because you tried to fix what didn't matter." Those words hit deep. She deleted every post. She stopped talking about it. And she focused again on her goals. Months later, she won a scholarship. The same people who judged her now clapped for her. Not because she fought back, but because she moved forward. That's the truth. Peace is not found in arguments. It's found in focus. It's not about proving, it's about progressing. So learn to protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Ask yourself every morning, what deserves my energy today? If it doesn't build you, don't touch it. If it doesn't teach you, don't chase it. If it doesn't bring you peace, walk away. Not everything needs a reaction. Not everyone deserves an explanation. Sometimes silence is the best answer, and distance is the best defense. People who seek drama will try to pull you down. They want chaos, not clarity. And if you keep entering their storm, you'll forget the calm that once lived inside you. You can't control their lies, but you can control your response. You can't stop their noise, but you can stop listening. Energy flows where attention goes. Choose carefully. Every minute spent on gossip is a minute stolen from your growth. Every reply to hate is time taken from love. Every fight you join delays the peace you could be building. Don't waste your fire on ashes. Don't trade your focus for frustration. Don't let distractions disguise themselves as battles. You don't have to attend every fight you're invited to. You don't have to win every argument to win your life. Respond only where growth is possible. Because wisdom is not reacting, it's selecting. It's knowing when to walk away with calm instead of staying with chaos. Some people are addicted to conflict. Don't feed their addiction with your attention. Let them talk. Let them twist. Let them fall into their own noise. You, stay centered. You, stay grounded. Because peace is not passive, it's protection. It's the art of choosing your battles wisely. When Isabel learned this, everything changed. She became lighter, freer, unstoppable. Because nothing drains you faster than caring too much about what doesn't matter. And nothing empowers you more than caring deeply about what does. So today, protect your mind like your home. Don't let every visitor in. Keep the door locked for negativity. Open it only for growth, truth, and joy. That's how peace stays safe. That's how power stays pure. Not everything deserves your energy. Give it only to what builds your future. And one day, you'll look back with a smile and realize you didn't lose energy by staying silent. You gained freedom by choosing peace. The world respects the one who stays calm when everything falls apart. Because calmness is not weakness, it's wisdom in motion. It's seeing chaos and still choosing peace. Anyone can shout. Few can stay silent. Anyone can panic. Few can stay steady. Calm people don't lose control. They control what others lose. They lead without noise. They inspire without words. They hold their power when everyone else throws theirs away. When you stay calm, you don't shrink, you rise. You think clearly, act wisely, and build quietly. You become the storm's opposite, the stillness that ends it. There was an old man named Harold. He was sitting on a crowded train one morning. A drunk man stumbled in, angry, shouting, pushing people. The whole carriage tensed. Some yelled back. Some moved away. Some took out phones to record. But Harold didn't move. He stayed calm, his eyes kind, his body still. The drunk man stormed toward him, ready to fight. Harold looked up and said softly, "Whatever hurt you today, I'm sorry it brought you this far." Silence. The man froze. His fists dropped. His eyes softened. And then he cried. Right there, in front of everyone. Because one calm heart changed the energy of a room full of fear. That's the power of calmness. It transforms without effort. It doesn't react. It redirects. It doesn't fight. It frees. Calm people win not because they control others, but because they master themselves. They know storms are temporary, but peace is forever. So how do you become like Harold? You train. You build the muscle of calm one small storm at a time. When someone cuts you off in traffic, breathe. When plans fail, breathe. When life feels unfair, breathe. Because breathing is not weakness, it's the weapon of warriors. It tells your body, we are safe. It tells your mind, we are in control. And when your body listens, your mind becomes your ally again. Calmness gives you clarity. Clarity gives you strength. And strength gives you freedom. The undisciplined react. The wise respond. The undisciplined panic. The wise pause. The undisciplined fight to win arguments. The wise protect peace. That's why calmness always wins. It never wastes energy on what doesn't matter. Here's how to practice it daily. First, breathe deeply. 5 slow inhales. 5 slow exhales. Second, observe before you speak. Let others reveal themselves before you respond. Third, detach emotionally before acting. Ask, am I acting from truth or from pain? If it's pain, wait. If it's truth, proceed. These are not small steps. They're survival skills. Because when you control your calm, nothing outside can destroy you. You become the leader in every room, even in silence. People trust the one who doesn't lose control. They follow the one who thinks when others react. That's what calm does. It makes you magnetic. It earns respect without effort. And peace becomes your superpower. But remember, calmness is not born. It's built. It's a discipline, a decision, a daily fight against your own fire. It's sitting in the heat without letting it burn you. It's feeling pain without letting it define you. It's hearing noise without letting it enter your soul. Because storms outside will never stop. But the one who masters calm will never drown. Harold's story lives as proof. One calm word can end 1,000 angry ones. One deep breath can change the entire outcome. And one quiet soul can shift the energy of an entire crowd. So when life tests you, and it will, stay still. When people provoke you, and they will, stay kind. When emotions rise, remind yourself, I don't have to react to win. I just have to remain calm. Because calm is not the absence of emotion. It's the presence of strength. It's the quiet voice that says, I'm okay, when the world is not. It's the steady heart that whispers, this too shall pass. And it always does. So today, train your calm like a warrior. Guard it like treasure. And when chaos comes, smile. Because calm people don't fear the storm. They are the storm. Most people don't react because they're angry. They react because it's a habit. They've done it so long they don't even notice anymore. Someone cuts them off. They shout. Someone disagrees. They fight. Someone ignores them. They break down. Their emotions are automatic, not intentional. They've trained themselves to lose control. That's why change begins with awareness. Reaction is fast, emotional, blind. Response is slow, calm, deliberate. One destroys, the other builds. Reaction comes from the wound. Response comes from the wisdom. There was a young waiter named Daniel. He worked hard, treated everyone kindly. One night, a wealthy customer walked in, arrogant, cold, rude. When the food came late, the man shouted, "Are you deaf, stupid, or lazy?" The restaurant went silent. Everyone expected Daniel to snap, but he didn't. He looked at the man, smiled gently, and said, "Sir, I'm doing my best. If that's not enough for you today, I understand. But I'll still serve you with respect, because that's who I am." The room froze. The customer's anger melted into shame. And the manager, watching from the side, promoted Daniel that night. Why? Because calm people rise while emotional ones sink. Because Daniel responded, not reacted. And that difference changed everything. Reaction is instinct. Response is mastery. The more aware you become, the more free you get. But here's the truth. You can't fix your reactions until you face your wounds. You overreact not to what's happening now, but to what still hurts inside. If you were ignored as a child, you'll overreact to being ignored now. If you were humiliated once, you'll see disrespect everywhere. If you were abandoned, you'll panic every time someone pulls away. So your reactions are not about the person in front of you. They're about the pain behind you. Until you heal, you'll keep reacting to ghosts. That's why awareness is everything. It's the first step to taking your power back. When you feel the fire rising, pause. Take one breath, just one. That breath breaks the chain. That breath creates space. And space is where control lives. Ask yourself, is this about now or about something old? Most times, it's old. An unhealed bruise disguised as anger. Once you see that, you stop fighting others. You start healing yourself. That's how response replaces reaction. It's not about silence, it's about strength. It's about acting from truth, not emotion. Truth is steady, emotion is unstable. Truth builds bridges, emotion burns them. Truth guides you, emotion blinds you. So before you speak, ask, is what I'm about to say from truth or from pain? If it's truth, speak it clearly. If it's pain, wait. Every pause is practice. Every moment of control is growth. You're rewiring your brain to serve your peace. At first, it feels hard, but every time you stay calm, you win. Every time you breathe before reacting, you heal. Every time you choose silence, you rewrite your story. And over time, reaction loses power over you. You become grounded, graceful, unshaken. The world still throws storms at you, but now they can't move you. Because you've become the ocean, deep, patient, strong. The waves come and go, but you remain. Daniel's calm didn't just change that night. It changed who he became. He learned that peace is not given, it's trained, and you can train it too. Practice when traffic gets crazy. Practice when people are rude. Practice when life feels unfair. Each small victory builds emotional strength. Because real power isn't loud. It's quiet. It's patient. It's intentional. Anyone can react. Few can respond. But those who do, they lead. They heal. They inspire. They live free. Because when you master response, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, you master life. So ask yourself tonight, am I reacting like a machine or responding like a master? Then breathe, pause, and choose power over pain. Because peace doesn't come from controlling the world. It comes from controlling your response to it. Most people suffer not because of pain, but because of ego. That quiet, invisible voice whispering, they shouldn't treat me like this. I need to prove I'm right. I deserve more respect. That voice sounds like strength, but it's a trap. Ego doesn't protect you. It imprisons you. It keeps you fighting battles that don't matter. It makes you lose peace just to look powerful. And in the end, you win the argument but lose yourself. There was a man named Marcus. He gave years of loyalty to his company. Late nights, missed birthdays, endless effort. Then one morning, they replaced him. No thanks, no warning. His ego screamed, how could they do this? Don't they know who I am? He wanted revenge, to expose them, to make them regret. But before acting, he visited his grandmother, a calm soul with wise eyes. She said softly, "My child, you don't heal by proving others wrong. You heal by proving to yourself that their actions don't control your future. Marcus stayed silent that day. He didn't post, didn't fight, didn't explain. He walked away with dignity. Months later, he started his own company quietly. Years later, it grew beyond anything he imagined. His peace built what his ego would have destroyed. That's the truth. Ego wants attention. Peace wants freedom. Ego needs to be seen. Peace needs to grow unseen. Ego is loud. Peace is silent. Ego reacts. Peace responds. And only one of them can lead your life. Ego says, "Show them who you are." Peace says, "You already know who you are." The ego always burns for validation. It can't stand rejection. It can't survive silence. It demands applause to feel alive. But when you stop feeding it, something beautiful happens. You start feeling light. You stop needing to win. You stop arguing to prove. You stop explaining to people who don't want to understand. You stop chasing validation that was never yours to need. You begin to live free. That's why letting go of ego isn't losing power. It's finding it. It's realizing you don't have to prove your worth to anyone. You don't have to defend what's real. You don't have to speak to be right. Because truth doesn't need an audience. It just needs peace. Next time someone disrespects you, pause. Don't shout. Don't defend. Don't try to win. Just breathe and smile. Ask yourself, is this my soul speaking or my ego screaming? If it's ego, stay quiet. Let them misunderstand you. Let them be wrong about you. You owe no explanation for your calm. You owe no proof for your worth, because your value doesn't depend on their vision. It depends on your peace. Marcus learned that the moment he stopped trying to prove himself, he didn't lose anything. He gained everything. He gained peace that no insult could touch. He gained focus that no betrayal could break. He gained freedom that no validation could buy. That's what happens when you let go of ego. You rise. Because ego lives in pain, but your soul lives in peace. And you can't serve both, so choose one. When the world tempts you to argue, choose silence. When someone doubts you, choose grace. When life tests your pride, choose humility. You will look quiet, but inside, you'll feel powerful. You will look calm, but inside, you'll be unstoppable. Because nothing shakes the person who has nothing to prove. And the moment you realize that, life changes. You start valuing peace over pride, presence over proving, freedom over being right. And every time your ego whispers, "Don't let them win," your soul smiles and says, "I already have." So today, let this be your reminder. You don't need to fight to be strong. You don't need to react to be real. You don't need to explain to be understood. You just need to stay calm, stay kind, and stay free. Because the less ego you carry, the more peace you feel. And the quieter you become, the more powerful you are. So let go. Let go of proving. Let go of pride. Let go of everything that disturbs your calm, because peace is the final victory. And ego never wins that war. You don't need to react to everything. You don't need to fight every battle. You don't need to prove your worth to people who never saw it. Comes. Because your value doesn't come from their approval. It comes from your peace. When you stop reacting, you stop bleeding energy into noise. Stop explaining to those who don't listen. You stop chasing what was never meant to stay. That's when you finally feel light. That's when you finally feel free. Peace is not found in the absence of problems. It's found in the presence of control. Control of your words. Control of your emotions. Control of your energy. You become unshakable not because life is easy, but because you refuse to let it destroy your calm. And that's the real art. Staying free when the world pulls at your chains. Because freedom isn't out there. It's in here, in your breath, your pause, your silence. When you hold that silence, you hold power no one can take. And when you master calm, you master life. So remember this. You are not weak for staying silent. You are not cold for walking away. You are not emotionless for choosing peace. You are wise. You are strong. You are free. And that's how you win, not with noise, but with peace. If this message touched you, write in the comments, "I choose peace." Because every time you say it, you remind the world and yourself that strength can be quiet and power can be gentle. And if you believe in growing stronger, calmer, and freer, subscribe now and join this journey where we learn to speak better, think clearer, and live with a heart that no reaction can destroy.